Hey guys, happy Saturday. It's Daryl here. It is 8 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I want to talk about a few different things. I want to talk about Trump's claim to be the law and order president. That's one thing. His three bizarre interviews this week that just got weirder and weirder and scarier with each one. And then I want to talk to you guys know the video I made where I talked about Trump and his drug of choice being the adulation of his supporters. And like I said, I didn't realize how I hit the nail on the head with this one. For an example, this weekend he's planning two rallies. Not even he won't answer anyone if he's tested positive, if he's testing positive or negative now with the virus, but he's still planning on two packed rallies back to back, Florida and Pennsylvania. In that video I made, I talked about how he must be jonesing, withdrawing, being in the hospital, not getting that adulation of his loving MAGA cultists. And boy, was I right. This is typical addict behavior too. I'll use myself as an example. I was in and out of rehabs and detoxes 13, 14 times. Nothing to be proud of, but it finally stuck. But anyway, every time I got out, within hours, one day, I would be out and I'd be binging to make up. My brain told me that I needed it so bad, and I would overdo it and almost overdose each time. And that's what I see with Trump. Planning back-to-back interviews, Friday or Saturday and Sunday, Florida and Pennsylvania. He just got to get that fix, man. He's got to get that buzz, the adulation from those people. Even though God knows, he won't say if he's sick or not, if he's still contagious. Doesn't matter if he infects more. That's another thing, his complete disregard. The one thing we don't talk about is what about the gardeners, the food prep workers, the police, the valets. God knows how many of these people in the Trump circle are now infected. Hundreds, who knows? And he's going full steam ahead to have a rally, and seeing his Mussolini moment on the balcony where he strips off the mask there. He obviously. Of course, do you think these rallies are going to be social distancing with masks? This is insanity. Insanity. All right, so then he had three interviews where each one just got more and more bizarre. I already told you guys about how he seriously talked about beating Joe Biden in the second debate. There's been no second debate. And the thing is that all these Fox Business, Hannity, and Rush Limbaugh are all butt kissers of Trump. So every time he says something bizarre that makes no sense or a flat out lie, they don't call him on it. They chuckle and move on to the next thing. Oh yeah. So going back to Trump and his buzz, his drug of choice, the adulation. On Rush Limbaugh, man, oh my God, he should get an award for Brown Noser of the Year. He plays, God bless America, and he put on a canned audio of cheering crowds, and he starts the interview off like this: Mr. President, picture a huge MAGA rally, except now there's millions of your supporters. And just think of that when you're doing this interview. Oh my God, it makes bile come up in my throat when I'm not laughing. All right, so in this Rush Limbaugh interview yesterday, Friday, he talks about California. And again, with his ego, he still hasn't gotten over the fact. How is he going to be able to accept the outcome of this election if he's still having a problem that he didn't get the overall people's vote in 2016? You see what I'm saying here? There's going to be, I'm scared of what's going to happen on election day, and I think more and more Americans are too. Anyway, going back to California, he's still making up reasons on why he didn't take California in 2016. And on Rush Limbaugh's show, he talks about how it's because the Californians like to vote 3 times at least. he just makes this blanket statement that all these Californians, it's like they go in, they vote, they go out the exit door, go around to the entrance door, go back in, vote again, go out the exit door, go back, 3 times. That's his number. That all Californians are voting 3 times. That's how they do it. He says that in his broken English, 10-year-old vocabulary kind of speaking that he's got. Another allegation. So this, the Russia, the Fox Business interview, the Hannity interview, and now the Rush Limbaugh interview. Bizarre, man. No wonder. Oh, and bringing up Nancy Pelosi and the 25th Amendment. All right. Like I said, I can understand why Nancy Pelosi is bringing this up. But being the brown noser that Rush Limbaugh is, they start getting into this topic. And this is their thinking. They think that the reason the Dems and Nancy Pelosi are bringing this up because they're trying to test the 25th Amendment. They're trying it out because this is their plan. Once Biden gets elected president, they're going to have him removed. And they're going to have Kamala Harris become president. That's their plan. And Rush Limbaugh goes, yeah, I thought that too. I knew that's their plan. Oh my God. Oh my God. Really? That's what they're talking about. These are bizarre things that never cross sane people's minds. And this is the thing too. This is something you make up to tell a narcissist that to keep them calm, to keep them continuing in their hallucinations. So Rush Limbaugh tells, Rush Limbaugh and Trump both agree that it's really not about Trump being insane, being not fit for president. It's not about that. It's about the Democrats having this evil plan of putting Biden in, and once he's in, having him removed as crazies. It's a test run. And because they really want Kamala Harris to be president. Because obviously Trump cannot, being the narcissist that he is, he can't accept any kind of criticism or hint that he might be insane. And so they come up with this theory. Oh my God. So, okay, onward. What I really wanted to talk about, law and order. Trump claims to be the law and order president. What he talked about, I think it was on Rush Limbaugh and Hannity, where he talked about, he actually criticizes Gretchen Whitmer, the intended victim of a kidnapping, and God knows what else they were going to do to this governor, this woman. And Trump downplays it. He says that Gretchen Whitmer is just playing politics. And, what Gretchen Whitmer is doing to the people of Michigan is terrible. Terrible what she's doing. In other words, trying to come up with a sane plan to contain a pandemic. And Michigan, by the way, has one of the highest numbers in the country of new cases and deaths. So she's doing what she's supposed to do. And these freedom lovers can't deal with wearing a mask or being 6 feet apart. So they stormed the state, the governor, the Capitol, and Trump's still on that. Trump is encouraging this still. The law and order president encouraging right wing, even in the interview just a day or two ago, he's blaming Gretchen Whitmer for doing what she's supposed to be doing what my governor did. And now we've seen the cases drop. One thing to note, with the schools opening and it getting cold here, our cases are going up now. And it's going to be a tough winter. It would help a lot more if everybody was on the same page and just was considerate and not selfish and just wore masks. How hard is that? They don't mind carrying around that AR-15 on their back. But God forbid they wear a mask. It impinges on their freedom and their speech. And like Trump said, it bothers waiters. Another freaking bizarre Trump quote. All right, one more thing I want to talk about. Land management. William Perry Pendley. is a chief of land management. And apparently he was appointed to this temporarily by Donald Trump. And he was supposed to step down. I'm not sure the specifics of that, but that's the gist of it. Now, he refuses to step down. Now, this guy is in charge of basically giving out our public land for oil and mineral rights and Native American lands for money, selling off our public lands. And he used to be an attorney who worked for Exxon and the Koch brothers, suing. His job was to sue the very agency that he's now the head of. Again, Trump puts in these people that despise the actual agencies that they're working for. These people have led a life of decades of suing and trying to dismantle these agencies. Trump comes into the presidency and puts these people in charge of the very agencies that they despise and want to dismantle. The post office, the education, land management, and they're dismantling our agencies. Consumer protection, consumer finance, so banks can get away with anything. So our drinking water can have more mercury in it. Asbestos isn't a problem anymore. It's all about the money. I don't understand how Trump supporters aren't concerned about their health and their kids' health, and they're supporting this whole government that is just, whose goal is to just push the corporations into greater and greater wealth at our expense, at our health. I don't understand how they is it just because of racism? Is it just because they and Trump share a hatred for specific religions and specific skin colors that they're willing to tolerate and give up everything else in their best interest just because they share a hatred of the same people? Could it be that ignorant? Could it be that shallow? I don't know. So anyway, this chief of land management, William Perry Pendley, refuses, basically flips off a judge who ruled, now you have to step down. You weren't appointed legally to this position. Said, nope, I ain't doing it. I'm staying. I got the backing of the president and I ain't stepping down. Ordered by a judge to do this. Nope, ain't happening. This is Trump's law and order administration. Law and order. Apparently, it's about law and order as long as that law and order is pointed in one direction. Again, with these right-wing groups and him actually criticizing Gretchen Whitmer, saying that he is not committed to a peaceful transfer of power, tearing apart our electoral system so that every day criticizing it and making up these allegations. So he's doing a better job at crushing and taking apart democracy than the Russians ever could. Scary days, man. Scary days indeed. All right, this video has run longer than I ever expected. I'll be back later. You guys have a good Saturday.